le cose.
Perché non c'è
Perché la valigia che manca un po' di verde.
che ha una forma diversa che potremmo utilizzare.
Hi, I'm Andrea Sebastiano Sarli, and I'm the founder of Clinica Botanica, a small company that works ethically with plants and flowers in Milan. Beauty has to be ethical, and we need to work to make it as much ethical as possible. I always like to compare plants to food. So for example, a good chef, it's a chef that works with what's seasonal and what's local, and it's always capable to make a new recipe or good stuff. The same could be done with everything as much as with plants and flowers. So working ethically means working with what nature gives you in that moment, and your real creativity, it's making it work with what you have, which is the real craftsmanship and not working on Pinterest. These ones were left to us from our previous neighbors. Then we said, why not making a hole in it so they can hold water and fresh flowers.
Ciao, sono Leonardo, sono un giardiniere di Clinica Botanica.
Sono Sofia e sono un membro di Clinica Botanica. Mi occupo principalmente di gestire le manutenzioni e le realizzazioni all'interno di Clinica Botanica. Sono contenta e felice di lavorare per questa azienda perché diciamo che segue una filosofia che difficilmente si incontra in altre realtà. Adesso con il discorso della sostenibilità molte aziende si stanno avvicinando appunto ad essere più etici.
And I found this perfect mandarin tree that was thrown there. So I climbed in, which is super legal, and I took this mandarin tree and I brought it back home. And this plant was perfect and could have been worth like 100 euros and was just thrown away, you know. So there I said, okay, there has to be a place that gives a new life to plants that are unwanted by people. So that's how everything started. I started replying about finding beauty into imperfection. So this is something I do in my daily life, also in my private life, and what I do in my working life. So my main skill is to give a new interpretation of what is unwanted. So every time I want to create, I don't think of something that I create from zero, but I always think of creating something from something that already exists, that is not used or is unwanted. Yeah, we are kinda anarchist to the average offer of plants and flowers in Milan. We became famous in the beginning because we were one of the first ones to rescue plants. So that basically for me means finding beauty in what is not the average beauty. So whenever we go buy a plant or a flower or many other goods, we are used to this standardized beauty that comes from industrialization. But plants, as much as many other things, like now we understood about second-hand clothing, furniture, etc., can have their beauty. So we are trying to let people reopen their eyes about what does beauty mean related to plants and flowers. Also what's local, and also the seeking of the exotic, which is something that always fascinates us. So you have something, but you want something else. The most interesting thing we've done in terms of this, and one of the few that was accepted from our proposal of circular economy applied to installations or gardens or whatever was by Artemide Lighting this year at Salone del Mobile. We made the project of their stand at the main fair of Salone del Mobile, and all the plants that were chosen are plants that later were planted and installed in their gardens and flower beds where the company is. So this is an example of the way the projecting could be later reinterpreted to not throw anything away. But this, for example, if the brand doesn't allow us to do it, we make events to then sell the plants to the citizens. So in a way, we always make it. But it is not really about the project, it's about our daily life and daily choices. For example, supplying flowers from an association that works with people with mental diseases, where they work and produce the flowers, and then lately they might be reintroduced in working opportunities, for example, or another company that produces plants with people that come from addiction to game, to drugs, whatever, and they work into this greenhouse to produce plants. We have almost no waste, so it's more about us and working a lot every day to make things work rather than the project that we do. Everything that surrounds us comes from plants. We come from plants. Plants are essential for us to survive and to live, so it's important to know them, treat them the best we can, which is a knowledge that has always been, that's how it has always been, always.